Greetings, boys and ghouls. This is Dr. Von Man. We're going to try to rebrand our channel, I think, and we're going to try to work with turning it more or less into an art channel. So, my little nephew, 7 years old, he knows who he is, had this brilliant idea. We were at Dollar Tree the other day, and he saw these little plastic spray bottles. Now, they got these for $2 for $1. You can see that. Hang on, let me get... Ow, that hurts. Let me see if I can get this over where we can sit in the light a little bit. Just 2 of these, and they were empty, so you have to kind of put your own liquid in them. And he had this idea, and I'm going to set this canvas to one side. That's just I also got that at Dollar Tree. I'll show you what we're going to do. Now, this in here, I'm going to mix it a little bit because I didn't have this color in stock, and I didn't see any at the tree. So, this paint we also found at Dollar Tree. And that's made in the U.S. Clean color washable paint. So, I thought, it's fairly inexpensive. It's kind of a thin paint, but it'll serve our purposes. We're going to mix it with this water. Now, I've got some already in this color, so I don't really need more bright red, but I'm going to mix it with a little of this blue, because we don't have any purple. So, let's see how this does, and we'll determine how bright a color we need here, because we're going to be doing a painting using these today. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. Maybe a little more red. So we'll open her back up, and we're going to put a little more red in it. Because right now it's on the blue end. It's more of a cornflower blue, and we need it to be a bit more of an actual purple. Now you see, there's purple for you. Or as one of my wife's friends would say, purple. Now, what we're going to do is I've got these little spray bottles. Now this was his idea, was to use these little spray bottles to spray paint onto the canvas and kind of make pictures that way. So we're going to do that. But I'm going to be using the brushes too. But the first thing let's do. Other things you're going to need today, brushes. Gesso's probably something you will need. That's an acrylic medium. It's used to prime canvases. This is a Crafter Square 8x10 stretch canvas. You buy these at Dollar Tree. I love these canvases, by the way. Kudos on Dollar Tree for having them. And they're made in India, not China, so that's great. Alright. Now I had a paint rag here. What did I do with the paint? Military style green jacket here. It's long past its usefulness for that. Alright, we're going to open up this here gesso. I'm going to have to buy me some more of this. Big brush. Something like that right there. Now, we're going to paint this with we're going to paint this, and you don't need a thick coat. Just kind of need a thin overall coat. And you can paint around the edges if you want. I don't usually bother. I probably would if I was trying to sell some. And when I do, and there's rare times where I actually do sell a painting, I do that. Now, just kind of flip around this edge, pick up that extra paint. We're going to kind of do this. Just kind of up and down, even strokes. Like Tom Sawyer in his picket fence. Now, I don't know if he ever actually got the paint out. Believe it or not, never read Tom Sawyer. Anyway, let me get this back up. Now, normally I'd leave this for about an hour or so. Well, I wouldn't, but some people would. For this, we're going to bring in the hair dryer. Now, you don't want to get it too close because it will bubble, but turn it up on high. Bear with me a minute. should do the job. Now, we're going to have to pull this over here because this could get messy. And I'll probably use one hand with this while I'm doing the other hand with the camera to kind of keep it out of harm's way. Alright, we're going to come in with this new purple paint that we've just made. And we're going to do this. Now watch. Kind of got to get... And it looks a little messy at the beginning, but it produces an interesting effect. It really does. Now, put the lid back on this. And we're going to, let's set our paint. Now you can, seeing as it's going to blow it around a little bit, it's going to create some interesting patterns. See what I mean? Your idea here is that you're wanting to set this paint. See, kind of, and you can guide it where you want it. And we'll probably do a couple of coats like this. And you will be hearing a lot of the hairdryer during this video, unfortunately. Alright, when it stops moving, it's a lot like pancakes. When the batter stops flowing, now that's just kind of cool. Look at that, it left a little silhouette. Alright, I see a little silhouette of a canvas. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you do the fandango? Yeah. Alright. Next. We're going to kind of do it again. I'm wanting to get a more even coating, so. There we go. You can already see how this is starting to kind of shape up, because like I said, it produces a very unique texture, a very unique look to it, and my little nephew's a genius. Bear with me a minute. Basically what we're doing is we're setting the paint. I don't want it mixing for the next step here. And sometimes you get cracking, like up in this corner. Take a look at this. Because you can get all sorts of random patterns and stuff. Some crazy stuff starts happening. See, you're getting like a little crackle pattern right there. Just kind of neat. Now, we got to figure out what would go good with this. Now, I was thinking initially white. But honestly, I think white would probably be too bright, really. It would kind of offset the balance. And pink would be too dark. Green, it might work. But green's going to be for other things, I suspect. I mean, you could use it for a backdrop, but matter of fact, it actually can work quite well as a backdrop. Let me show you. See, we did this one. This is the first one we did like this. You really can't get a good view of it, but you can see what I'm talking about. It does work really well. Now, so let's figure out what we're going to put over here. Let's see what colors look right. Yellow. Black. Let's try the white. Whatever, you know. So, going to put 2 splotches of white paint on this. Now, let's get this thing going because I don't want to have a weird mark on it. So what you want to do is hold it kind of up like that and just go very quickly. It's not giving us the nice ring. So we're going to have kind of a spray of flowers, I'm afraid. But we'll work with it. And we'll see what we can go from there. Alright, we've got our paint in place. Let's go ahead and grab us a brush. And we're going to clean off this brush because we're going to brush this in. It's going to take 2 or 3 coats like this to get this white paint to do what we want it to. I may have to use, may throw another color in on top of it because this white's not showing. That's okay. I've got kind of an idea. See, it's just not particularly showing up. It's their white paint is kind of almost translucent anyway. So I'm gonna come in on top of it with something else. We'll go ahead and blow dry it though, just to kind of set it a little bit so it's not gonna hurt us here. It's not a total loss. I've got something in mind. That's set. You can do a lot of stuff with this. Now let's see. Purple and red, perhaps. Purple and orange. Purple and pink would not look right. Personally, I think yellow. Let's go with yellow. Shake it up. Now, see how you're getting that kind of a ring? Now you pull it closer and you can get a little more out of it. Now, put this lid back on. Grab ourselves another brush. In this case, I'm grabbing the one I had before. Was kind of a flat edger brush. I'm going to come in with this little feller and see what we can do. So we're going to end up using a lot of different shades. And I'm probably going to have to stop the video for a few minutes and get some different colors to do the brush work. Probably going to come to go and get, kind of trying to get this thing, and we'll probably do 2 or 3 coats anyway. And we'll bring some of that over here, kind of mix it up a little bit. I may end up having to go get some shades of yellow, so that's what we're going to work with today. I thought white was going to look really nice on there. I was thinking like white puff balls or something, but I don't think it wants to play that game. I think this brush may be just a little small for this task. Let's get us a slightly bigger brush. Alright. Let's go with a bigger brush. Now the bigger brush is going to create more different types of leaves and stuff. And I know the quality of the studio right now is not what it ought to be. But it's what I got, so that's what we're using. I don't want to have big flowers. I made some that was like sunflowers or daisies earlier. So we're going to go ahead and set this layer, and then we'll come back and do it again. Bring in this yellow again, because we're going to hit her again. Gotta get it centered. Have to get it. There we go. Now, let's bring our brush back in, and we'll grab a bit size bigger this time. In this case, something like that, which is slightly bigger than we had before. Just kind of edge it up like this. I know, why don't I work with an easel? With this particular style, if you work with an easel, you're going to get drizzlage. And that's a real nuisance. It's a real problem. So we'll probably end up having to go and get some... I'll have to get me some white paint to do the highlighting work anywhere. Some yellow paint and various shades to get the highlighting that I want. But you can see, by doing that, you're creating different shades here. And you could go with different styles. I mean, you could come around like this and like this and like this and create roses. All sorts of different methods and techniques. Me, I'm just looking for some kind of a yellow puffball type pattern. I've done roses, by the way. They actually turned out really nice. But you never know what these are going to look like when you're doing them, so also bear that in mind. And I know it looks like it would be fairly simple at this point, but it will do some interesting stuff. It really will. Now, we're going to go, and I'm going to go get some paint. I got to go get some different shades of yellow to finish this with. Let me go ahead and set the paint that we've got in place and grab the other colors that I need. Alright, here we are. Our video went off for a second. We're going to go get some colors. I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. Alright. Kind of look at this and figure out where our light source is. In this case, we're going to go ahead, we're going to use our little apple barrel paints. Their yellow is good for this sort of thing, but it's not great for doing detail work because it doesn't really hold up very well under the shape. So we're going to make the light coming from this way down up in the upper right corner. So just kind of see where your brush strokes are on this paint that you sprayed, and just kind of keep going with that just a little bit. Some of these may turn out better than others, but it's the complete randomness of this that makes it sort of an interesting method. So now I'm putting a few of these kind of highlights on all sides, but we're going to be making our light source coming from that way. So you can change the angle of your brush to get different effects. Like for example, I can come in and do that. You can kind of broaden your brush and you'll broaden the stroke of the petals on this thing. We will put a little bit of a center, maybe, or I might just make it all puffballs, I don't know. Let's see. See how this turns out. So you never know. I mean, I've had most of the ones that I've done have turned out really, really well. Who knows? Maybe this will be the oddball. We'll let you, the viewer, decide. I'll show you some of the others that we've done since kind of testing this out. Personally, I'm kind of experimenting as we're talking anyway, because I wanted to kind of see how each one of these would react. So, alright, now, it seems a little odd, but we're going to bring a little toasted marshmallow into this equation. There we go. Now, we're going to come up here and just kind of do this. Just kind of lay a little bit of a highlight on each one of these. Actually, that's not looking near as awful as I thought it was going to. Kind of just... And you may have to turn the painting a little bit to get to it. I'll probably hit a little bit more highlights on this side than I do the other. Because these are kind of they're supposed to be like a spray of flowers, I think. Really, florals are about the only thing I've really tried. Florals and cacti. Now, this style, if you use green for the ones, and you can get one that's got the rings on it, that does the ring of stuff like this yellow paint does here, you can make some really gnarly looking cacti paintings. Like I said, I'll show you some examples when we're done here. Just kind of hitting the thing. There we go. Okay. Hit just a little bit, maybe another layer of these with a little bit of this toasted marshmallow. Just kind of like an off-white. May turn off this light and see if this helps our lighting in here any. And maybe a little. Alright, now we need stems. So now I'll tell you, the green paint that that Dollar Tree sells for this actually works really, really well. Just don't buy the stuff in the tubes. It's made in China. And I do have a hang up about that. China doesn't treat folks very nice. Alright. So what we're going to do, we're going to come over here and just bring this up here. And I want it to be a tad thicker, so because I'm going to have it branch off here. And where you're getting that, so it's going to create a unique look to it. It really is. Now let's go in with some leaves. Leaves, you just kind of want to go in with a little schwa like that, like this. Just a couple of strokes and you can have a leaf made. I'll paint another one coming up like this. Just kind of fill it in. You need we need a leaf or two over here. See how this is working out? maybe just a little bit of a leaf coming off this side. I don't want it clashing with the thing on the other side. Maybe it's a broken branch. I don't know. And maybe just put another little... And I could just go crazy painting leaves because it is just so satisfying. And maybe put a little bit of a thing right here so my flowers ain't floating around in space, because that's no fun. Now we're gonna go ahead and rinse this off, and I got two other shades of green paint. One of them's another Dollar Tree. It's kind of a much lighter green, and it actually does pretty well for like doing a lot of the detail work. Like I said, I found acrylics in general are kind of like this. I mean, even the high quality stuff like the apple barrel or the folk art, I find certain colors have a better shelf life than others. For some reason, yellow tends to go south quickly. Red can go south quickly. I don't know what it is in their chemical makeup. But, I'll put some... Remember, we agreed that the light was coming from this way. So... There we go. Now, we're not done with it after this. I've got some more green to use. And I'm going to put maybe some... Because I got one more shade of green, something called Pale Bay, or Pale Jade, that I picked up at Hobby Lobby down in Jackson. I love me some Hobby Lobby. It's not an endorsement, but it could be. Hey guys, Hobby Lobby, hit me up. Believe me, I'd hook you up with that. I'll hook you up with all the endorsements you want if you'll supply me. Oh, dream on, Dr. Mad, dream on. Dream on, Von Mad. Alright. Kind of go in, kind of hint at a central stem. See how many minutes we got left? Kind of. Now, we're going to bring in another shade. It's not too bad. Don't ask me to identify them. Like I said, with this sort of, with the random nature of the spray bottle art, you never know. I actually had some that actually did come out looking like actual flowers. Those red ones right there, for example, showed up on the Bing search as dahlias. But, you really just can't take your chances. Grab some paint. We're almost done. I'm just trying to get... There we go. Actually, that looks rather nice. Now we'll go ahead. Now, like I said, if you're really wanting to, you could go around the edges with some purple paint or something if you wanted. But for my part, I don't generally do that unless somebody asks me to. Go ahead and put the year XXI 21. Alrighty. Now, don't ask me to find out how long it took me to do that, but let's take a look. See what you think, guys. Now, that's interesting. Other ones that we got like that. Let's move this guy and let him dry a minute. I'll show you some of the others. That was the first one we tried. That one actually showed up as dahlias on the Bing image search, so that's always nice. That one's for sale, by the way. If you go to Facebook and Benton Trader, you'll find it. This one here, wasn't too happy with, but a lot of people like it. I think it got just too busy. And it looks like it's almost like it's an impasto when it's not. Now this one, my wife wants. This is not for sale. As you can see, a nice little cluster of roses. But that, you can see where I can get kind of that blue sort of spotty pattern. And I did the roses with pink paint done like this. Then I painted in all the leaves and stems. And this one's not for sale. It's going in my private collection. And that was also done with a spray thing. I sprayed in the cactuses, and then I did the detail work with the brush. And the little pink flowers were also sprayed in. Anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to get notified. Give me some friendly comments, and I'll see y'all on the flip side. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, and MeWe, and Gab. And I'll see y'all on the flip side. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye, and God bless.